In 2026, something changed. Quietly. Not in a movie, not in a lab explosion, but in the way decisions are made. For the first time, AI didn't just answer questions, it didn't just help humans. It looked at the world, understood what was happening, and took action on its own. No waiting, no permission, no human in the middle. And once that happened, the future stopped being theoretical. Now, you might be thinking, AI again? Isn't this just tech hype or science fiction? That's exactly why this matters. This isn't about speculation. This is already happening. It touches everything we do, whether you like technology or not. Jobs you depend on, tasks you do every day, even the way decisions are made in companies, governments, and online platforms. It affects creativity too. The art, music, and content we used to think only humans could make, AI is now able to create, adapt, and even improve on it. And the scariest part? It quietly changes control. What used to need a human to approve now can happen automatically, in real time. Even if you don't work in tech, this affects your life, your work, your phone, your routines, even the way choices are made for you without you realizing it. To understand why 2026 is such a turning point, we need to look back at how AI used to work. Before this year, AI was powerful, but it was still a tool. It didn't initiate anything on its own. It waited for instructions, and it could only do one thing at a time. Think of it like a calculator. You type in numbers, it gives you an answer. That's it. Or like Google Maps. Before you click, nothing happens. It waits for your direction. Even the smartest AI systems were reactive. They couldn't plan, they couldn't act independently, and they certainly couldn't combine multiple skills to solve a problem. So yes, AI was amazing at certain tasks. It could recognize images, translate languages, even write short pieces of text. But it was still a tool, a very clever tool, but a tool nonetheless. It followed commands. It didn't create opportunities. It didn't make decisions. It waited for humans to tell it what to do. And that's exactly what changed in 2026. Before 2026, AI's abilities were impressive, but they were always separated into three main areas. Understanding these will help you see why the breakthrough was so important. First, AI could see. It could recognize images, videos, and even faces. Cameras and sensors gave it eyes, but here's the catch. It didn't truly understand what it was seeing. It could tell a dog from a cat, but it couldn't understand the story in a video or predict what would happen next. Seeing was one thing, understanding was another. Second, AI could reason. It could analyze text, solve logic problems, and even make predictions based on data. Think of it like a super-fast brain. But while it could think, it couldn't do. It couldn't take action on its own. It could tell you what should happen, but not make it happen. And third, AI could act. It could control software, move robotic arms, or manage processes. But there was a limitation. It only did what humans instructed. No initiative, no thinking ahead. If no human told it what to do, it just waited. These three abilities, seeing, thinking, acting, were like three separate tools in a toolbox. They were powerful individually, but they didn't work together. That separation created a kind of safety gap. Humans were still in control because AI couldn't combine these skills on its own. Vision alone couldn't act. Reasoning alone couldn't move. Acting alone didn't know what to do. And that's exactly what changed in 2026. And then 2026 arrived, and with it, something completely new. The three abilities we just talked about, vision, reasoning, and action, were no longer separate. They were combined. Not loosely connected, not just talking to each other, truly unified. Imagine giving a system eyes, a brain, and hands all at once, and not just separately, but in a way that they work together seamlessly. It can see the world, understand what's happening, and take action without waiting for instructions. For the first time, AI didn't just respond to humans. It initiated. It decided what needed to be done and acted on it. No human telling it step by step. No waiting, just action. This is the real invention. Not a single app, not a robot you can buy in a store. This is a new type of AI, an intelligent agent that can combine perception, understanding, and execution in a way humans never thought was possible. It's like watching a machine learn not just to play a game, but to invent new games, choose the rules, and even adapt while playing, on its own. And that's why 2026 feels like a turning point, because suddenly AI stopped being a tool. It became a kind of independent agent. So what do we call this new type of AI? The simplest term is AI agents. Think of an AI agent as a digital helper, but not the kind that waits for instructions. This is different. It has a goal. It figures out the steps needed to reach that goal, and it executes them on its own, without needing humans to guide it every moment. For example, imagine a small business. Instead of a human manager handling tasks, scheduling, emails, and operations, an AI agent could monitor the business, prioritize what matters most, make decisions, and act, keeping the company running efficiently, all by itself. Or think about solving a complex problem, like organizing a large event or planning a project. The AI agent can look at every detail, anticipate issues, and act to fix them before you even notice a problem. It's important to understand what this isn't. These AI agents are not conscious. They don't have feelings or awareness. They don't want anything. They are autonomous, which means they can operate independently, following goals and rules we set, but with incredible speed and precision. In short, AI agents aren't just tools anymore. They're independent operators, capable of understanding, planning, and acting in ways that previously only humans could do. Now that we know what an AI agent is, let's see how it's actually being used today. This isn't science fiction, it's already happening. In the workplace, AI agents are taking on tasks that used to require entire teams. One agent can monitor operations, handle emails, schedule meetings, and even make key decisions based on data. What used to take 5 or 10 people can now be done by a single system. In software, AI agents can write code, debug programs, and deploy updates automatically. They can test and learn from mistakes in real time, which speeds up development far beyond human capability. In robotics, AI agents are controlling machines with incredible precision. They can operate warehouses, manage delivery drones, and even monitor industrial processes, adapting instantly when something goes wrong. And in decision-making, AI agents can analyze data across multiple sources, anticipate problems, and make recommendations or act directly without waiting for human approval. It's important to remember it's not personal. AI isn't replacing people because it wants to. It's simply more efficient, faster, cheaper, and consistent. That's why it spreads quietly. Most of the time, you don't notice it happening until one day you realize a task that used to take an hour or a team of people is now handled automatically by an AI. And as adoption grows, these agents are starting to operate across industries, silently reshaping how businesses function, how software evolves, and how machines interact with the world. Here's where it starts to feel a little uncomfortable. Because the fear isn't that robots are taking over, the fear is something much quieter and much more real. Humans slowly stepping aside. Think about the decisions you used to make at work, or even small choices in daily life. At first, AI helps. It suggests options, automates small tasks, and makes things easier. Then it replaces. The task you once handled yourself is now entirely handled by an AI. You're no longer the one in control, you're observing. And then it decides. Important choices, sometimes even things that affect your work, your money, or your routine, are made automatically. Not because AI is trying to take over, but because it simply can do it faster, more efficiently, and without errors. Trust slowly shifts from humans to machines. Supervisors become observers, observers become spectators. And that's why, even though these AI agents are tools at heart, they can start to feel like something more, something that quietly reshapes the way we live and work without us even noticing at first. At this point, it's natural to pause and ask ourselves a very simple but profound question. If AI can think, if it can create, if it can make decisions, then what is uniquely human? This isn't a moment for panic, it's not a warning about robots taking over. It's a reflection, a chance to look honestly at what humans contribute that machines cannot. We're not talking about strength, speed, or memory. Those are already matched or surpassed by machines. We're talking about curiosity, intuition, empathy, imagination, and the choices that define us as individuals. AI can replicate patterns, optimize solutions, and even create art that feels original. But it doesn't experience the world. It doesn't feel wonderful. It doesn't choose meaning. And that's why this moment is so important, because as AI grows more capable, we are forced to examine the very qualities that make us human and consider how we nurture, protect, and value them. It's not about fear, it's about understanding, about noticing that the future isn't just built by machines, it's built by the humans who guide them. The most striking thing about this AI revolution is how quietly it arrives. There's no dramatic collapse, no robots marching in, no flashing headlines screaming, "The future is here!" Instead, it comes in small, almost invisible steps. Convenience stacking over time. One tiny automation replaces a simple task. One decision that used to require a human is now made automatically. One approval that once needed a signature now happens silently in the background. At first, you barely notice. It feels helpful, efficient, even smart. But slowly, patterns emerge. Tasks you used to do yourself vanish. Processes you assumed needed human oversight are now handled by machines. And before you know it, the landscape has shifted. This is why the future often seems to arrive suddenly, even though it's actually the result of years of quiet change. Step by step, automation by automation, humans step aside, sometimes without even realizing it. It's subtle, almost invisible, but the impact is real, and that's the quiet power of AI agents in 2026. At this point, it's important to get one thing clear. AI isn't good or evil. It doesn't have intentions, and it doesn't make moral choices. The real question is about control. Who sets the goals for these AI systems? Who approves their actions? Who is accountable when something goes wrong? These are the questions that matter far more than how fast or smart the AI is. Technology reflects its owners. It acts according to the priorities, incentives, and values of those who design and deploy it. That's why, in the end, power matters more than intelligence. If a machine can make a perfect decision, but the person controlling it has the wrong goals, the results can be catastrophic. Conversely, the right control can turn AI into an incredible force for efficiency, creativity, and problem-solving. Understanding this is key, because the invention itself isn't the problem. It's how humans decide to use it that will define the future. The most mind-blowing AI invention of 2026 isn't just about what it can do. It's about what it reveals about us, about our choices, about our values. about the ways we shape the world and the future we leave behind. The future didn't arrive loudly, it didn't announce itself. It arrived efficiently, quietly, thoughtfully, and relentlessly. And now, it's up to us to decide how we live with it, guide it, and learn from it. If you want to stay ahead of these changes and understand what's really happening, subscribe and join the journey, because the future is already here.